Good morning, travelers. It is January 17th, 2016. I don't know about you, but I cannot believe that we are almost at the end of the first month of 2016. I'm coming to you today with the Casanovas, where this is going to be a general love reading. For those of you who are wondering if I'm going to be doing my monthlies for January, the answer is no, I will not. Um, I have a lot of email readings that have come in that I'm going to be completing those. But then in February, right before I go into surgery, I will be posting up the February sign-specific individual readings. So let's go ahead and get started with the reading. Again, remember, this is a general reading. This is a love reading. It is general, which will mean that some of this, whatever I see in the cards, may not apply to you. In which case, try to take what you can from the messages, and if it doesn't apply, then it doesn't apply. Maybe next month will be the opportunity when we do the monthlies, but nevertheless, there is something you can be working on for yourself between now and the February monthlies. So let's see what Casanova has to say to us today. I'm quite curious. I have not used the Casanova cards in a while. He tells such interesting stories. I do have the Heart Oracle Tarot and the Sibyllus, in case we need to flesh it out. All right, 9 cards. Here we go. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have the 10 of Cups. Let me take a look at what I have here. Now, this is interesting to me because the times that I've used the Casanovas, the cards have run along the same, have been the same, so to speak. This is a different message. All right, 9 cards, and what I have: the Wheel, the 5 of Coins, the 4 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the Chariot, our focus card, the 8 of Coins, the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, the 9 of Cups. I have 2 5s here, and 5s speak to instability. It could speak to conflict, strife, nervousness, anxiety, things just not being balanced and harmonious. What I have in the center with this Chariot, what this card is speaking about, the imagery, is when Casanova ran off with this one chick, and they thought they were going to, the girl's family thought they were going to elope, but they really weren't. I think the story goes is that she really didn't want to get married, so she ran off with Casanova. But we know that in the traditional meaning with the Rider-Waite deck is a card of self-confidence, determination, moving forward, um, despite whatever issues or problems that have come about. So it's about moving on. Now, we do have two cards of movement right next to each other. The Six of Swords. To me, the two cards together are indicative of, this is a card of healing and moving away. Now, this could be literally moving away, physically moving away, being at a distance. But getting a handle on your thoughts, because we know that swords speak to thoughts, perhaps communications, learning how to communicate in a different manner and moving forward through the use of communication. But this is about taking time away, a retreat, to gain a different or a wider psychological perspective of whatever the issues are. So we start the spread off with the wheel, and we know that the wheel is all about luck, it's about destiny, changes, what goes up must come down, what has been down must rise up. And for some of you, I see that this is could be two situations. Well, not really two situations, but how one situation affects the other, because this is a coins card. And so right now, perhaps you are feeling scarcity or lack in your life, perhaps in your work, literally with finances. You know, we, again, like I said, are coming out of these holidays, those credit card bills are coming in, the rest of the bills got to be paid. So this could be like you feeling as though you don't have enough, or you're just trying to maintain. Maybe some of you may even want to walk away. But the thing about this card is that this guy, what this represents is the fact that if he's in this situation, it is because, in a sense, he created that situation for himself. And it is a lonely, blind, crippled kind of a sensation. But it's attached to this Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups in this deck is about, again, resting. It could be about boredom, coming down from a situation. Perhaps some major changes have come about for you, including with your finances or your work, whatever your activity is. And you are trying now to take a rest and not take on anything new. Okay. If this is, because these are cards of the 5 and the 4 are cards of, you know, it could be boredom, it could be apathy, and then we have this feeling of lack. The wheel has now come in to say that this is about to change. And as you can see, we have these two cards of movement. And this is definite momentum forward. Now we have this 8 of coins here. And this card is all about, let's say we can call it the medicine. This is a return or a coming to a place of, let's say, of burgeoning health. It could be in the financial area, but it could also, in terms of a relationship, can speak to perhaps a healing or a return to an integration, a return to better health in both perhaps your romantic life and in the physical world. And that's why I say that it's two situations, but they're directly tied to each other. It's as if your money's not right, then your relationship is not right. And then once your money gets right, then your relationship starts to get better. We do know that in the past, traditionally the Three of Swords is about regret, sorrow, loss, heartache. But in this deck, this is about, the meaning of the card is, it speaks to decay, things dying. and it speaks to getting a handle on what that means to yourself. And as you can see, what it looks like, this column here, is that a change came in, and it was as if you were moving forward, and then suddenly you had to stop because something changed. Major change. That's what the wheel is, a major, major change. Now, currently, what I have in the center, we know that if we're coming in the past from a place of lack or scarcity, we're now moving forward, but there's still some work to be done. There's still a little bit of conflict. And in one respect, I could say, the way that the cards are reading, is that this is really a conflict still within yourself, as though you are not yet ready to move ahead. Okay. And I think the reason why this is because for some of us, this card in the traditional deck is all about wish fulfillment, emotional contentment. But in this deck, what it stands for is basically, yes, you got your wish, but that wish just turned out to be, it's empty, because it's something just for the, you're doing something just for the sake of doing it. Okay. And there really is no emotional contentment in it. It's as though whatever you got your wish in a sense, but now you feel empty, because, and that will tell you, if that's the case, that tells you that that really wasn't in alignment with what you were supposed to be doing. And we do see that this change came through with this. It led you to this. Whatever this change was, it led you to this place. Here, now, this is a future column, and this is speaking to, after a moment of rest, perhaps you're starting to regain your sense of balance and your sense of clarity and your sense of your joie de vivre. All of a sudden you feel as though you're starting to come alive or become yourself again. And you still have that wish that really truly hasn't been fulfilled. And you may still be dealing with the last vestiges of that other wish that you thought was going to work out for you, but did not. It was empty. And then I have this 10 of Cups. Now we go directly from a 9 to a 10. We go from a 4 to an 8. I'm sorry, to a 9 to a 10. And then we go from a 5 of coins to an 8 of coins. And we have gone from a 6 of swords to a 3. So these thoughts are starting to change. They're starting to lessen. That doesn't mean that this is not still painful. That is why we have this 5 of Wands in here. This is having the desire to go forward, but there's still some struggle moving forward. And I do feel that this is a self-struggle, not a struggle with someone else, but a self-struggle. But again, you're moving. It's as if you're the 2 5s juxtapose this 8 here, this 7, I'm sorry, the Chariot. And the 7 is a spiritual number. So this is a lesson to be learned in terms of how everything in your life is interrelated. The spiritual, the physical, the emotional, your thoughts, and then, you know, how the universe can come in and do things or change things or throw things at you that shake you up and kind of put you in a place where you feel very, very disoriented. Now, this 10 here, traditionally, we know that the 10 of Cups is about really the end of a cycle, the complete or the completion of a cycle of true emotional contentment. Again, attached to this, it's like another wish card that has been elevated. However, in this deck, they're both wearing masks. So one of the situations is that when they're wearing masks, what it says is that this, whatever, to the outside world, this may appear to be a 10 of Cups, but it's really not, because they're wearing masks. And then the other situation is you can get this, okay, but you're going to have to unmask yourself. I don't know if that makes any sense. Um, it one situation has the appearance of being perfect, but we know that it is not, and that in order to get to this perfect situation, you're going to have to do some revelations. Um, you're going to have to reveal yourself. And perhaps that is why we have this card of conflict. And again, I keep saying it um, is reading like it's a self-conflict, not a conflict with another person. These two cards are moving into the future. So indeed, at some point, we will arrive at a place where we will be able to at least meet the other person or meet the situation head on, because we've done some healing and we'll be ready to step forward. Now, what I would like to do, really, I would like to read on this Five of Wands, and this, because basically this is not a bad spread. It's reading like situation can go either way. And it's a delicate time, you know. And with the Chariot, you can indeed, being backed up by this Six of Swords moving on, you can indeed want to have the, want to move forward very quickly. But this is a very delicate situation. And so I would say, we have the 3, this 5, the 4, that we should be careful, because with the, really, with the Wheel, yes, it could go either way. You know, because there's still some sadness involved. And this is, I think, vacillating, like I said, the conflict with self. This is vacillating back and forth between should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? It kind of speaks to a lot of fear and doubt, this spread. Now, I can't say that this is a male or a female. As I say, this is general, so it can apply across the board in all situations. What I don't see, you know, because for the damn longest we were reading on the 3 people in a situation. Well, it appears that this has, the energy surrounding that 3 people in a situation has dissipated, and what I'm looking at are the residual energies of this. However that means that it dissipated, you know, however that means in your particular situation, if it applies, that it has dissipated the energy, and now it is time to move forward. But I think this is really speaking about yourself, the self, instead of the other person or persons. There's a lot of hesitancy in this spread. So let's see what we can find out about this. I want to first look at this 5 of Wands. Okay. We have a conflict here. And I was saying to you that just alone the cards were reading that it basically was a conflict having to do with the self, surrounding home, or what you would consider to be a home. A house is considered to be a risk-free, quote-unquote, investment. And perhaps that is the reason why this came out on the 5, is because there's some conflict about whether or not you should take the risk. There is some sadness and depression and disappointment in this still. That's why I say this is the vestiges of, these are the passing energies. These are all of the stuff we've been reading about over the past few months. This is passing away, but there's still some residual energies hanging around. And it does involve, or it surrounds, a lover, a female lover. whether this is a same-sex relationship or not, whomever will take the role as the female in the relationship. But she has come out in the future position. Let's read on this. So that lets me know that what I'm seeing is correct, that there was hesitancy about something or someone moving forward. The 5. Now, we know that this card speaks to a lack in the traditional sense, but this is really about someone who is blinded, but they're blinded because there's a resistance for them to actually see what, I don't know, whatever the issues is, or to face the issues. Centers around conversations of the past that were very, very fortunate, but there were some things said that perhaps the person is not proud of, on either side, reactionary perhaps, because this is all about the reactions or the actions that he did or she did, however it is, but there is still some more growing in the area of communications. Remember, I was talking about these cards. Now, what I want to look at quickly is what this card represents. What is it really trying to tell us? As I said, yes, perfect sense. This was about having a wish that did not go the way that we thought it would. Two things. Something that occurred that, as if the person, a change came in, and whatever that change was, they had to go with that change. And it was something that was unseen, okay? But it has now manifested itself where it's really the amalato, it's being in a place of weakness. It is saying that that wish that you had really was not the right thing. It was not in alignment. But that in the future you're going to be coming out of that, because this is the Allegrezza al Cuore. This is the happiness of the heart. And the Sibila deck has several cards of happiness, and so they distinguish between regular happiness with family and friends, or self-happiness of the heart. But as you can see, there's people dancing around. So this is about having someone or that does make you happy, okay? As if the cards are saying you're not happy right now. And it's not really predicated on that other person. It's really predicated on what is happiness of the heart for yourself. The last card I want to look at is this Chariot. Let's see what this Chariot has to tell us. Now, because this is moving into the future and we're moving to this, and this is in the present, okay? So again, with this card, I want to say this is very delicate, so take your time, don't rush. And if you're waiting, hopefully, for a change from someone, again, don't push, don't rush, bide your time, and try to go with the flow. If you try to push the change too fast, it will end up, in a sense, being something for the sake of nothing, the appearance of, you know, as if to say, you know, appearances can be deceiving. So, which is really what that card is saying. Someone who is thinking about past, a move, and it could even be a physical move, but a determination that they were very strong in the beginning, very strong, and they were successful in many different areas of their life. And now, perhaps through, this is the confidant card. So perhaps they have found someone in which they can speak about the things that have bothered them, or they're coming to a place where they're going to be able to confide in. And it definitely is someone that you know, and this is someone that you can trust. These are very good cards, very, very good cards. So in the end, it's going to be someone that you can literally count on in hard times and bad times. It's going to be someone that is very, very important to you. And this could also speak to someone from the past coming in. I'm going to pull these cards up because I want to now, you know what? I want to look at this Ten of Cups. Just my curiosity. Love the Sibilas. Before, this Ten of Cups was the real deal. And it was very, very happy. Again, we have another card of happiness, the Alegría. As if to say, this Ten of Cups really put the shine on everything. But I have this card of the Pensiero. And this to me says that someone is looking back over this past. Remember I said that whatever situation it is now, the appearances are deceiving. Someone is thinking about those deceiving appearances, but they're also thinking about returning to a state where the Ten of Cups really was the bomb.com for them. The Six of Coins, someone being watched and someone looking to the past. And if I count this, 2 sixes, say that there's something good coming. Something good is coming. Exciting. It could just be news. It could be about money. But remember, these two things are tied together. The money and the relationship, they are tied together. All right, let's see. The only thing that I don't like is this card. But now I want you guys to remember that no matter what I'm telling you I see in these cards, I'm not saying that this is a return. I'm saying it is a movement to perhaps a possible return. And I want to caution you and say that word possibly very, very strongly, because this is really about free will. It can go either way. Either way. And you know, you don't have to choose to take that person back if you don't want to. Maybe it is time for you to go on to look over the past. And see, this kind of has that flavor of this Mercury retrograde, that redo, reworking, reassessing, rethinking, reviewing, that all the re's that you can do. Maybe for some of you, there have been lovers that have popped up from the past. This could either be a second chance for a relationship, or it could literally be the end. It could go either way. That is the message. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Now, let's see here. What can we pull out? Let me take this card. Open up. Now, this is a Pentacles card, and it seems like every time I've been using these, I've been coming up with Pentacles. And we know that Pentacles are really about the practicality of things. So this is a 4. So this would be the second 4. And being in this Mercury, in this retrograde place for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, because even a week after the Mercury station's direct, there can still be tricks played on you. So this is the reviewing, reassessing, rethinking, reworking, regrouping, recuperating, um, which are these two cards. Hold on. This is like a recuperation coming about. So this is giving the past and those unsaid words a voice. And what that means and I say that it could go either way. If this is the second chance for you to reunite or what's the word? Reconcile, get it? Reconcile, then it is imperative that you speak how you feel. So if you are in love with someone, then you should let them know. And what this requires is taking a risk, opening yourself up literally. But if it's in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, and this person is in alignment for being that person in your life, that important person, then trust in that. That's a scary thing because you don't know. And then again, you could open up and the person not respond to what it is you have to say, in which case you're going to know that this was not in alignment for you. But the beautiful thing about either of those situations is if it does lead to reconciliation, then it was in alignment and you can move forward slowly, cautiously, but surely. If you do not reconcile, someone does not return, and it was not in alignment, even though you have opened yourself up, what you have done is you have given the opportunity, because we're coming up on the full moon, to close that door so that you can walk forward. But sometimes in order to walk forward brand new, you have to shake off the shackles and the chains of the past. So don't leave words unsaid. Say them so that you can free yourself really to move forward. That's the message that I have for you, the Casanovas. I hope that these messages helped. You can always hit me up I'm still taking phone readings. I've got email readings. So that's it. And I will see you when I see you. Namaste, travelers.